Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props that I like on Prizepicks for tonight's NBA slate on Wednesday, March the 13th. We've got a big Wednesday slate tonight. I think we got 9 games on the slate, so there's plenty of props to choose from tonight. Wanted to give you guys some early picks that I did like for this slate, taking a first look at the board on Wednesday morning. I do have 3 picks that I like that we're going to talk about in this video, so before we do talk through these 3 plays, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, please hit that like button down below. I do really appreciate the likes. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to Prizepicks, and if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks, you can sign up, linked down below in the description, or just use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks, and you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. And I do want to say that right now, Prizepicks, they are running a promotion. They're actually running a promotion for Pi Day tomorrow for 314. So they have James Harden's points prop for tomorrow set at 3.14. So basically, James Harden needs to score 4 points tomorrow for you to win that pick. And James Harden, he has scored at least 4 points in every game this season. So that's a free square that Prizepicks is giving you. James Harden more than 3.14 points, kind of like a little troll there. But if you guys want to take that, obviously you should be taking that. You can take that over on Prizepicks. And again, if you don't have an account on Prizepicks, use that code NOAH when you sign up and get your first deposit matched up to $100. And I do want to also shout out Sleeper, because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. If you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can sign up for Sleeper, linked down below in the description, or just use that promo code NOAH as well, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $500 over on Sleeper. Now, if you don't know what Sleeper is, they are a DFS pick'em app similar to Prizepicks, similar to a lot of the other DFS pick'em apps you see around the industry. Sleeper is really easy to use. You just pick over or under, more or less on player projections. You build out an entry. You can make up to an 8-pick entry on Sleeper, and you can win up to 100x your money. And Sleeper does do a lot of promotions as well. They give out a lot of discounts throughout the week. They do give out free squares to all new users. So if you don't have an account on Sleeper, when you sign up, make a deposit, use that code NOAH, you'll get a free square added to your account that you can use towards any entry that you want for whatever sport you want. Sleeper does offer a lot of the major sports like NFL, NBA, MLB, college football, college basketball. That's all available over on Sleeper. So check them out, guys. Use that code NOAH when you sign up for Sleeper and get your first deposit matched up to $500. But we got 3 picks to talk about for Wednesday slate, guys. Now, I do want to recap the 2 picks we gave out in Tuesday's video before we talk through today's plays. So Tuesday, very, very frustrating, man. I felt like we could have had the cash yesterday. We did hit Josh Hart over 26.5 PRA. That one hit very easily. Josh Hart had a massive game yesterday. He had a triple-double. I think he went over his PRA prop in like the first quarter and a half. I think he went over like halfway through the second quarter. Just a massive game from Josh Hart yesterday. Unfortunately, though, we took over 16.5 points plus assists from Jabari Smith. And as you can see on the screen, Jabari Smith finished with, 16 points plus assists. So we lost by the hook on that prop. And man, Jabari Smith, he did literally nothing in the first half. He had 0 points and 0 assists in the first half. So all of his production came in the second half of that game last night. That was a tough one to lose, man. I mean, if Jabari Smith just would have showed up and done anything in the first half, we could have cashed that prop. But he did literally nothing in the first half. Had 16, or I think he finished with 15 points and 1 assist. Got that all in the second half alone. But we lost by the hook. That was a really tough one to lose. We lost Duren lost by 2 rebounds on Monday. Lose by the hook on Tuesday. Like, we've had some tough beats lately. But hopefully today we can hit all 3 of these plays and bounce back, get back on track for this Wednesday slate. So here's what I'm liking for Wednesday. Let's go ahead and talk through the 3 picks I'm liking. So first prop we're going to take a look at, it's going to be a PRA prop, and I'm liking Jalen Duren more than 28.5 PRA today going up against the Raptors. This is a really, really good matchup for Jalen Duren. The Raptors this season, they've been a pretty bad defensive team overall, and especially as of late. I mean, without OG Anunoby, without Pascal Siakam, really ever since the trade deadline, this Raptors team has just been a train wreck defensively. And over their last 15 games, they have one of the worst defensive ratings in the league. 3rd worst defensive rating in the league over their last 15 games do the Raptors have. And then if you look at where they give up points, they've given up a lot of points in the paint this season, and that's where Jalen Duren is going to do all of his damage. Jalen Duren, he's not a guy that really has much of a jump shot to him. He scores, all of his points are going to be from like dunks, putbacks, layups, points around the rim, and that's where the Raptors have struggled this season. They've given up the 7th most points in the paint this season, and right now they don't have Jakob Poeltl, who already is not that great of a defender, but then you replace Jakob Poeltl with Kelly Olynyk, who's an even worse defender. So this matchup is exceptional for Jalen Duren. This is a matchup he should be able to have a lot of success in. The Raptors have been getting killed by opposing centers. They're top 10 in points per game allowed to the center position over their last 30 days. They're also top 5 in rebounds allowed to the center position. We know Jalen Duren is a very good rebounder. He's averaging nearly 18 rebound chances per game this season. And he's had a double-double, I think, in let's see. I think 8 out of his last 10 games he's had a double-double. He's had some, he's shown some assist upside as well, which I think is why I like PRA instead of like points plus rebounds. If you look at his points plus rebounds prop, that line's currently set at 26.5. With PRA, you're basically hoping he gets 2 assists or more. And if you look over his last 10 games, Jalen Duren has had 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, and 1 assist. So he's had at least 2 assists in 9 out of his last 10 games. He's had a couple games where he's gotten 4 assists, 5 assists. So I do prefer PRA more. Well, god damn it, man. The PRA prop just got bumped. So now that that's bumped to 29.5, I think I actually would rather take points plus rebounds now, because now you're hoping that Jalen Duren gets 3 assists or more, and I don't feel as confident in that. So since that line literally got bumped as I was recording this video, we're just going to go with points plus rebounds instead. Same thing applies, though. It's a great matchup against Toronto. Toronto struggles to rebound. Duren is one of the best rebounders in the league. And Toronto gives up a ton of points in the paint, and that's where Duren does a lot of his damage. So I like points plus rebounds as more now, since they bumped up his PRA line to 29.5. But I think it's a really good spot here for Jalen Duren. Like the matchup a lot. His points, or his PRA line, it was set at 28.5 on Pinnacle, and it was heavily juiced towards the over. So I'm assuming that's why Prizepicks decided to bump it. Obviously, that's going to happen. Unfortunately, it happened literally as I was recording this video. But we'll go with 26.5 points plus rebounds. If you want to take the PRA prop, if you want to take that over as well, I don't hate that. But it's, you're hoping Duren gets 3 assists or more if you take PRA instead of PR. And I'm just not as confident in him getting 3 assists as I was with him getting 2 assists. So that's why I'm going to side with points plus rebounds. I think both those props are solid though. But I do prefer the PR now, since they did bump his PRA line. I personally, though, I did take 28.5 PRA in my entry. So do with that what you will. Either one of those is fine, though, to me. So that's the first play I like for tonight. Next play I like, going to be a points prop, and we're going to look at DeMar DeRozan more than 23.5 points, like the over on this prop as well. So let's kind of talk through why I like this play. And if you look at DeRozan lately, he has gone over this prop in 4 out of his last 5 games. Did not go over last game against Dallas. However, if you look at that game against Dallas, it was a huge blowout. I watched a lot of that game because I had 2 props that I was sweating in that game, and the Bulls just came out flat. They were down by like 25 points in the first quarter. They couldn't make a shot. You would expect them to bounce back here, and especially in a really good matchup against the Pacers. This is a spot where DeMar DeRozan should be able to have his way. The Pacers this season defensively have not been that good. I mean, they've been a bottom 5 team in terms of defensive rating. Overall, they have the sixth worst defensive rating this season, So they're a bottom 6 team in defensive rating this season. But in terms of pace, we know this Pacers team likes to push the pace. They're playing at the 2nd fastest pace in the league. And that's really important today because the Bulls, they're one of the slowest pace teams in the league. They actually have the second, they're playing at the 2nd slowest pace this season. So this is a huge pace up spot for the Bulls, facing a Pacers team playing at the 2nd fastest pace in the league. I think it's a good matchup for DeRozan as well. I assume he'll probably see some defense from Aaron Nesmith, maybe from Andrew Nembhard. Neither one of those guys you really expect to slow down DeRozan. And DeRozan has had a huge role lately. Obviously, there's still no Zach LaVine. And without Zach LaVine, the offense is really going to run through DeRozan. And if you look at DeRozan, he's playing just massive minutes on a nightly basis. I think he actually leads the league in minutes per game this season. I want to confirm that real quick. He's averaging nearly 38 minutes per game this season. He's just playing a ton of minutes right now. His minutes were obviously down last game, but that was just because it was a huge blowout. But if you look at the games, besides the last game, which was a blowout, he played 42 minutes against the Clippers, 39 against Golden State, 38 against Utah, 38 against Sacramento. only played 33 against Milwaukee. I think that game was a blowout. He played 49 against Cleveland. I think that game went to overtime. 40 against Detroit, 40 against the Pelicans. Like, he has potential to play 40 minutes here if this game is competitive. The usage has been great for DeMar DeRozan. He continues to be a high volume shooter. I mean, he's taken 15, 20 shots a game. The matchup's really good here. And sportsbook odds like the over on this prop. Right now, DK Sportsbook, they have this prop minus 135 favorite to go over. And Pinnacle, I was looking at Pinnacle, they have this prop minus 141 favorite to go over. So both Pinnacle and DK Sportsbook are pretty heavily favoring the over on this points prop for DeMar DeRozan. More than 23.5 points. That's the second prop I like for tonight. And then the third and final prop I like is going to be an assist prop. And we're going to look at Scoot Henderson, 5.5 assists, like the over here as well. So these are our 3 picks for tonight. And let's talk through this Scoot Henderson prop and why I like this one. So for Scoot, we saw him return, or actually he's played 2 games since returning from injury. However, the game against Toronto, he did come off the bench. And if you look at his minutes in that game, he still played like decent minutes. Even though he came off the bench, he still played 26 minutes. However, last game against the Celtics, we saw Scoot move back into the starting lineup and he played 33 minutes. And before the All-Star break, like before he had got injured, Chauncey Billups had said that Scoot Henderson was going to start for the rest of the season. The only reason I think they brought him off the bench in his first game back from injury is just because they didn't want to play him like huge minutes in his first game back. But he got back up to 33 minutes last game. I think that game was a blowout as well. The Blazers lost that game by like 23 points. I'm gonna look at the rotations and see when Scoot subbed out. So Scoot subbed out with about 2 minutes left in that game against the Celtics, their last game. So really, he played 33 minutes last game, but had the game been competitive, he probably would have played 35 minutes. This game against the Hawks actually does project to be competitive. Right now, it's a 3.5 point spread. The Hawks, they're injury depleted right now. They don't have Trae Young. Jalen Johnson's doubtful. They don't have Sadiq Bey. So I think this game actually does stay close, and it's a great matchup. Atlanta's been one of the worst defensive teams in the league this season. Atlanta also plays at a fast pace. I like this spot a lot for the Blazers to actually be able to put up some points. I think this game will be competitive, and in competitive games, we're going to see Scoot Henderson play 30-plus minutes. Scoot Henderson this season has played 30-plus minutes in 16 games. He's been able to get 6 assists in 10 out of those 16 games. And over his last 11 games, where he's played at least 30 minutes, he's had 6 assists in 8 out of his last 11 games, seeing 30-plus minutes. Now, I think some of those games he did play without Anthony Simons, but even last game with playing alongside Simons, playing alongside Jeremy Grant, Scoot did still lead the team in potential assists. He had 9 potential assists last game. He led the team in passes made as well. So he was still out there doing a lot of facilitating, even though he was playing with Simons and with Grant. Jeremy Grant is questionable for tonight, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. I think if Jeremy Grant gets ruled out, that's probably even better for Scoot Henderson. But I like this prop regardless. I like the matchup a lot here. Scoot's had a good ball handling role lately, and the minutes have really started to get back up to where we would expect them to be. 33 minutes last game, would have played 35 minutes had the game been competitive. There's a good chance if this game's competitive against the Hawks, which I think it will be, we're going to see Scoot play 34, 35, 36 minutes. And when he plays that many minutes, I think he's got a pretty good chance of getting 6 assists. So that's what I'm liking as our third pick for tonight, guys. Do want to mention as well, DK Sportsbook, they're really liking the over on the Scoot Henderson assist prop. They have it juiced minus 135, favoring the over. So these are the 3 picks, guys, that I like for tonight. Jalen Duren, more than 26.5 points plus rebounds. Again, I played his over 28.5 PRA, but that line, literally as I was recording this video, got bumped to 29.5. You could take that as well instead of PR, but I would prefer taking 26.5 PR instead of 29.5 PRA, just because you need Duren to get 3 assists to go over that PRA line, which, like I said earlier, I'm not as confident in that. So I prefer PR now. You can take PRA, though, if you want to. But then we got DeMar DeRozan, more than 23.5 points. Scoot Henderson, more than 5.5 assists. So if you guys are going to tail me on these 3 picks, let's hopefully hit all 3 of these plays tonight and make some money. As always, I do appreciate you guys watching these videos, supporting the Prizepicks content. Make sure you hit that like button down below if you did enjoy. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Go check out Prizepicks as well, guys. If you don't have an account on Prizepicks, use that code NOAH. When you sign up, get your first deposit matched up to $100. But good luck tonight, guys. Thanks for watching as always. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.